Hey guys, we're live. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Typical Skeptic podcast. And for today, the Pink Bella Aloha show. I got my shades on, guys, because my future's so bright. I gotta wear shades. No, I don't know. I figured I'd wear. It's a lot easier on the eyes. Like I wish I would do this for all podcasts because then it would, my eyes wouldn't hurt. But anyway, so I have Pink Bella with me today. Well, first of all, I just want to say like, share, and subscribe, guys. And if you can support the podcast, there's always links in the description how to do that. Join the Patreon, all that stuff. I don't hold any content back. I put everything out for all you guys so you can have all of it. If you want to support the Patreon or support the show, that's totally up to you, but you're not obligated. My guest today is Pink Bella. We do a show every month together. We used to do them every other week, but we now do them every month. And it works out better that way because when we get together, we have a lot of great topics to talk about. And today we're going to be talking about the lunar eclipse, soul contracts, reptilian DNA, the Giza pyramids. It's going to be awesome. So you guys are in for, a great show. And a little bit more about my guest. Pink Bella specializes in deep dives into Akashic records and galactic Akashic records for clarity, soul mission, and guidance, clearing personal ancestral contracts, patterns, and karmic loops. She's an Ascension Wayshower to prepare Starseeds, Lightworkers in the 144,000 for New Earth. She's a higher self liaison. She's a quantum multidimensional healer in 12 to 22 chakra and Meridian systems. And she also does Starseed origins and Galactic Council of Light transmissions. And with all that said, I'd like to give her a big warm welcome to the show. Pink Bella, thanks so much for coming back on. How are you?
I'm wonderful. So excited to be here, Rob. Thank you for having me. Aloha, tribe. We are going to have an awesome show today. And Rob looks so cool in his shades.
If as soon as I get some money, I'm gonna get an actual pair of blue blockers, which will probably be a lot better than wearing these are like outside sunglasses. But I want to get a pair of blue blockers, but they're expensive. So for now,
I was just sharing with Rob, if anybody knows blue blockers that could be an affiliate, I think that would be awesome, especially for all of us who are on our computer all the time. So if anybody knows anything, put it in the comments or the comments after the show loads up, because I think that would be super cool.
Yeah, that would be great if I could get them as an affiliate, and then a lot of people would probably like it.
Oh yeah.
Sheba said made a good point. She said it's already been a month.
I know. So much has happened in a month. I messaged Rob yesterday just to see what the themes were, and it's like, who can remember? Remember what's happened in the last month. It's been crazy, but yeah, we don't, we're doing it a month and it is really good, and there might be some things heating up, so we might be doing another show earlier. You never know. We'll see what's coming down the pipe, right?
Yeah, I think as the news comes out, we should, because it's such a crazy time. Today's a big day in America. By the way, I didn't even know about this. My friend told me, because my friend's real hardcore MAGA. He's a big Trump supporter. He told me the debate's tonight. So I'm sure America's going to be.
It's crazy. Your whole country, the lead up to the election in November is going to be it's huge. There's going to be a big intel every single day, I feel. And then I thought there was one in Canada. That was the rumor in October. Apparently, I pulled cards on it. We have one provincially, but the federal one isn't officially till October 2025. But when I pulled cards, something's going to happen. So something else is going to happen in Canada in October to change the guard. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Well,
I just want to say, everybody probably knows this, but it seems like Trump made a big move by adding Kennedy to his team.
Oh, huge.
Kennedy's a whole part of that Make America Healthy Again, where he wants to go after the people putting the toxins in the food, and also, the stuff that we can't talk about on YouTube.
Willy Wonka.
He wants to go after that. I actually like that. I mean, I'm still pretty independent, but I'm just saying, I like that. The whole idea.
A good chess move, right?
Yeah.
A really good strategic move. That's what I felt, because at the beginning of that week, the Democratic convention opened up in Chicago on the Monday, and it was crazy. There were riots and all sorts of crazy things. And then by the Friday, they made the announcement. And I thought, good chess move. Good move.
Yeah.
Because it took the focus off all the craziness that was going on in Chicago. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So how are you been? Oh, I got a story. So this is great. Yes. So I have a cousin. She's 10 years younger than me, right? And her husband, someone messaged her, or her husband messaged her, and her husband was like, "You got to check out this podcast." And she was like, "Oh wait, that's my cousin." And she realized it was me. And then she was telling my mother, yeah, she's like, so I guess people are hearing about my show. That's great,
And you know what? I will get emails from people saying, "Oh, I found you on Rob's show."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that I love that. Like, I think that's amazing. And you know what? As we rise up, as Rob rises up, I rise up, and we all rise up. Like, we're all learning together, and it's fantastic. And you bring in such diverse content as well.
Arizona Raven made a good point. She said Trump and RFK, they want to get rid of the things in the air too. You know,
yeah.
I don't know if I can say it. You know,
we can talk. We can talk whatever you want to talk about today. Well, we can talk about it because we're having so much stuff happen where I am in Canada as well, and it's a big deal. Like, it's like everybody's like right now where I am. I just let Rob know yesterday we had 95 and humidity. Okay, Pacific Northwest rainforest, right? Like, it's not supposed to be this way. It was so intense. And when I looked at the map of North America, the entire West Coast and inland, like to Arizona, everyone got hit with like 110. It was it was ridiculous. That is that's not natural. That's weather manipulation.
Yeah, that is. That could be hard, you know, because you're close to Alaska. That's and we're supposed to not even be able to say harpy to them. But I mean, like, I don't know what's bad about it. I mean, I guess, you know, they say it's weather modification, bad conspiracy, but you know,
it's not normal to see half the map of North America hot red, like
right
at this time of year.
not,
like, it's not natural at all. So, you know, and everybody was suffering. I just felt like I was out of my body. Like, I just couldn't even function. It was ridiculous. All I could do was sleep. So apparently, but it's starting to cool down now. But I'm going to have somebody on my show, and maybe we can do something together sometime. There's a fellow, he's a shaman, and he goes around with these really powerful Vogel crystals, and he invokes rain. He's like a modern rain man. And he's not in BC right now. He's in Alberta. And I just did a big grid work piece with a bunch of goddesses. The amount of fires around the Rocky Mountains, unbelievable. Like, it's just crazy. So the longer they drag it out, the longer they drag this weather out, the fires aren't going to go out. And they want the fires to move all the individuals into the 15-minute cities. Oh yeah, there's so much going on. Like, you can't even keep up with it, right? It's just ridiculous. So anyway, I've been praying for rain, and I've been working with the dragons as well, because I was reminded they help with the weather patterns too. They work with the water and the rain as well. Yeah. So
someone brought up an interesting. I had Lynn Monet on my show last night, and she was talking about like paranormal stuff, but we were talking about like. It was really interesting. She was talking about how she has this like this fae person, like you know, like a little person in her house, and it kind of guards her house, and it was like obsessed with this rock, right? Or I guess or whatever. Like they must love, like, because they're nature, whatever.
Yeah.
But, she was saying that like a lot of rocks are sacred, and she was saying a lot of people when they went to Lahaina ignorantly took rocks that were part of like the peril there or whatever.
Yes.
And they didn't realize that those were like sacred rocks, and they were actually returning the rocks to Lahaina because they were like, wow, I didn't realize there was like magic in this. I
did that. I went to Lahaina years ago, not when it just happened, but that's where Pink Bella Aloha therapy was brought to me. I got redirected to go there with a friend. She was there for a few weeks, and I unbeknownst to me, I brought some things back from Maui. I brought some volcanic rock back from the Big Island. Then when I started waking up more, I was like, oh, that's not good. So I returned them. I mean, I didn't get back to the Big Island, but I returned the last time I went, I returned everything back to the ocean, and I apologized. Because we don't know, right? We're just working along. I was just like, oh, a little shell, a little rock from Maui, right? And that's the thing. Yeah, everything's sacred.
I was thinking we could make the show interactive today with the audience, like we always do. But you know, like obviously you can obviously lead with all the topics, but then if they want to add stuff in, we can put their questions.
Absolutely. Because keep watching for questions, because I feel like everyone's got some really good questions today. For sure.
Yeah, we already have a good audience. You know, I think this is a good time to do the show because it seems like a lot of people tune in. So you know, it's good. Okay. Well, did you? What do you think? Do you think you should do the collective, or did you want to do the collective reading, or it's up to you?
Yeah. Okay. So everybody, strap yourself in. This is usually when Rob and I say we're going to hide in our home. So we have 4 super full moons in a row.
What?
The second one is coming up. And
is that why things have been so crazy? Like, okay, can I tell you, like, honestly, like, I have to get your opinion on this because, like, I thought things were crazy because of Mercury retrograde, but then Mercury retrograde supposedly ended and things still were crazy. It was like it was like people are acting weird. Like it was funny. Like I called the bank today to get a balance on my bank, and the thing on the bank kept repeating over and over and over again. I went to the store, things wouldn't scan at the store. It's just like technology's not
Glitches,
working.
yeah, glitches, and I agree. Glitches in the matrix, like it's huge right now. Look at I was a little bit late, everyone, because my laptop started acting up. Like it wouldn't let me into the browser, and I was like, what? So,
mine froze completely during a show yesterday. I had to redo I had to restart the whole show. I did a whole new live stream, and then I just ended up deleting the first one. But I mean, I have a 4-year-old computer though, but still,
no, it's like everything's acting up right now. So we still have 5 planets retrograde, unfortunately. Even though Mercury's gone direct, Mercury was just about the daily irritating glitches, but okay, definitely the super full moons are impacting everyone. And I felt like it kind of started even at the new moon at the beginning of September, right? So we had the new moon, we just had the 9/9 portal yesterday. So the super full moon, the second one, is going to be connected to the lunar eclipse. So everybody strap yourselves in and take really good care of yourselves, because it's the intensity of it impacts all the people that aren't conscious, like all the people that are on the edge. And obviously everything is impacting the technology right now too. So there's lots of glitches. So we've got the second one on the 17th of September. It's in Pisces. Pisces is always about the old regime. So we're moving from Pisces to age of Aquarius, right? We're getting a little bit closer. So every time I see Pisces now, I kind of cringe, along with Capricorn. And that's not anybody who's born in those signs. That doesn't mean something wrong for you, but it's just like, I know it's going to be old stuff coming up. So we've got that, and then the equinox. So boom, 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 17th, and then through to the 22nd. We have a third one in the middle of October, and then a fourth one right after your election in November. The other date I wanted to bring up for you, Rob, is August 29th, which was a Thursday. There was all sorts of strange stuff that happened to me that evening. I thought it was a full moon. I thought, no, it can't be a full moon, because we just had a super full moon. Like, what is going on? So 2 planets, Uranus went retrograde, and Pluto changed signs into Capricorn. So just to refresh, Pluto moved into Aquarius retrograde in January this year, and that is connected to your entire country's creation. So the USA was created, the independence was created when Pluto was in retrograde in Aquarius. So
and that's coming in January, you say?
It was past January, so it started then, right? But it's been in Aquarius, so it hasn't been as impactful. But on Thursday on the 29th, I didn't know what was going on. I came back from some grid work, and I had 4 panicky emails from males. It seemed to hit the masculines really hard for whatever reason. And my cat is male, and he was also having a problem. So I knew there was he's my telltale sign. I always know there's an astrology thing going on, because he's not well, my cat. So he's Starseed kitty, right? So anyway, I looked into
cool, it's cool. He gives you signs, like cats are. I think they're magic.
That's like, excuse me, big astrology thing, right? Okay. Anyway, so apparently Pluto went into Capricorn, and it's still in retrograde. And Capricorn is all about old structures, like the Tower card in the Tarot, like bringing in drama every single day. So anyway, it seems to have stabilized a bit, but it's going to be retrograde in Capricorn until after your election. So there's going to be, like, that's it with your election. There's going to be some big intel every single day. There's going to be some story, some truth.
Can I just tell you, like, how usually it's weird, like how things like work for me. Like what I was going to say was, I've been getting, like, usually I get like psychic inclinations, you know what I mean? Like, especially as I'm waking up more, like my psychic senses are turning on, and I keep getting like fear that this is going to be a bad fall. You know what I mean? And usually what I just wanted to say was fall is usually a really good time for me. Like fall, like September.
Me too. I love fall. I'm like,
it's usually when I meet my girlfriend, like the girlfriend. I've had a lot of girlfriends, but the ones that have been like the longest and the most like relationships, I've always met in September or October. So fall's always been good for me, but for whatever reason, this fall just seems like I've been getting bad signs about it. I've been getting like really, like, if something feels off, I don't know.
Yeah, it is off. I think when we talk about the reptilian stuff, we can talk about that. So and I'll do the reading for us all too. I want us to feel up and lifted. So the eclipse season has already opened, but we're going to start feeling more intensity, and we're going to see more people acting out as we head towards the 17th. It's a lunar, so lunar is full moon, which makes people a little loony. Then we have, and that opens up the gateway. Now, what's interesting is different astrologers are saying different things, but there's usually only 2 eclipses, right? Last time in the spring, we had the solar eclipse first and then the lunar eclipse. So the lunar eclipse is about closing doors and letting go and releasing stuff. So, and, so pay attention to that. Like, you may have to set boundaries. You may have to say no to people. Other people might be removed from your lives, that kind of thing. Just ride it out. The new moon and the solar eclipse is early October, like 2nd or 3rd is with the new moon. And then depending on what astrologist you want to talk to, they're saying there's another partial lunar eclipse with the other super full moon in October. So that's just like so much information is going to come forward. So many people are going to be working on their dark night of the soul through this period.
Is this a good time to manifest though, or would you say it would be a good time for something else? Like,
it will be good. It will be good. Keep manifesting until we get to the lunar eclipse, and then don't. Like, it's a good time to clear, to release things, to declutter, and just be. I find I don't like to use the energy of the moon anymore, like to manifest. But what do you do? Are you still using the moon to manifest, or what's your?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been following the cycles really well. Like I've usually, it seems like I said, like I'm able, like money comes to me a couple days before the full moon, and then like the full moon, like it seems like a time for me to like like harvest almost, like save.
Planting seeds, clearing, decluttering, choosing your timeline, and and full moons can make people really act out as well. So,
yeah, they really do. So we all have to be like really conscious about our behavior, right? I mean, like, I guess.
Yeah, just be careful about driving and everything too, because people are the regular folks that aren't aware, they're not aware they're being impacted by all the energies. So they're not grounded, they're not in their body, they're, they'll drive through lights, all kinds of things. So really be on high alert.
Karen L makes a good point. She says, I don't trust the moon at all. I think it's a soul recycling center. Do you have an opinion on that, or what do you think?
Yeah, Rob and I did something about the moon base a while ago. I agree. And my understanding is it's no longer being used as that, but who knows, right? Who knows? Yeah. Because the thing is that, why don't I pull some Galactic cards, just 1 or 2 about the moon base? It was a base. And I've seen different Wayshowers share information about the fact that it was being used as a reincarnation recycling portal. It got yarded in here to be used for that, but apparently it's shut down. But I don't know. I guess what I would share with you all is just trust how you feel around the moons, because I felt the last one was pretty intense.
Yeah, so, it's definitely intense for sure.
Yeah. So
I mean, you can feel it. One thing I wanted to tell you while you're pulling cards is I got my own tarot cards, and they have the definitions on them. So they I can hold up one card to show you. I don't know, like
cool.
I'm still not comfortable in doing readings, even though they have the definitions on them. Like, I mean, they're right here basically. I don't want to pull them out. So, but they have the definition for regular and reversed. And then I was thinking what I could do was, if I ever need to do readings, I could do readings myself, and then just like read the definition and then try to give the people like my best interpretation of what I feel it means for their personal situation, based on whatever kind of psychic hits I'm getting. But then, part of me still feels like nervous too. I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to do that yet, like, so I don't know. I'm like right on the tip of like going live and doing that, but I'm scared too.
That's okay. So the Rider Tarot, the one that you have, I love that it's got definitions. I had somebody come up to me in a bar a million years ago and tell me, like, they channeled, you need to be working with the Rider Tarot. Like, I thought I wasn't even shielded back then. So that person just read me, and I bought them, but it took me like 2 years to feel comfortable working with them. So make sure you clear those cards. I find that the Rider Tarot they were created in an era where there was a lot of dark energy around them. So, stick some crystals, stick some amethyst and stick some black crystals on it, and just, sage it for a while until you feel comfortable, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So just a couple of messages. This is interesting. The 5 of Swords came in. And then, so that's like that there's still a battle going on. So to me, that means that we don't have a full on, like, it's completely shut down. There's still a battle going on out in our galaxy and our universe. And what's interesting is it's connected to the Lyran starseeds. I got Lyra and Vega. So that's another thing, everyone. We are integrating this Lyran aspect. Lyran got wiped out. So even though here in our reality, You know, we go to the star map, we see the Lyra constellation in Vega. Well, that's part of the simulation. There was another time period where the Lyra got completely wiped out, and it got wiped out by the big wigs, and it was the same story as Atlantis. Oh, let's go to technology, let's go to AI. A bunch of Lyran starseeds went to Vega, and then everyone got wiped out. So Lyrans, we all are integrating these pieces of like abandoned and not feeling like we belong here, and trying to find our home. And we've been doing a lot of healing around that, but it's connected to that. It's connected to the moon energy, which is interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Also got the high priestess, which is hidden. There's still hidden information. So, and that makes sense, right? Because we all talk about it and investigate stuff, but is it in the mainstream? No, everybody just thinks I've got a funny story. Funny story. I talk about this all the time, like with you and with other people. So a regular person came to me and I was just like, oh yeah, you know, the moon, it's a base. And her mind was blown. She's like, what? And I totally forgot, like the filter was gone. So I found that after the Lionsgate, I found the filter is gone now. There seems to be an overlap of like, I'm telling people cashless society is bad. You know, what about cash? And I'm talking about the moon base to people that don't even know about that yet. So we are the truthers. We are the ones that are disclosing information for sure.
I agree.
Yeah. So anyway.
Thank you for your super chat, Alex Cortez. That was nice of you. He didn't have a question though. He just said the intel Pink Bella provides is next level. I'll put that up on the screen.
Thank you so much. I love being here. Yay! Thank you, Alex. That's cool. Oh, I love you.
Yeah, we do great shows together.
But look at that. Look at his icon. It's a pyramid. Whoa.
Oh, that's what we're gonna be talking about today. So
we're gonna be talking about it. Yeah. So I just pulled some cards for us just for the lunar eclipse, because this lunar eclipse is unusual, which means our fall is going to be unusual, which means Rob's intel is correct. I love fall too, Rob, and I have already felt it's intense. Like I don't feel like I can just like go outside and skip, just enjoy myself. I'm feeling the intensity of everything, and we are feeling that intensity moving towards the lunar eclipse. So the lunar eclipse will be lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, a partial lunar eclipse. So we're not really going to feel okay until the end of October, and then it's going to be Halloween, which is also another crazy time. So maybe all of this intensity is based on the global event, like it's your country, but it's a ripple effect. It's going to impact everything around the planet, whatever the outcome is, right?
I agree. Yeah, it's a big thing. There's a lot on the line because a lot of people think that like if something doesn't happen now, as far as like a better leader in place, that the whole future of America could be,
I'm feeling revolution. I'm feeling people are just going to get real angry.
Right? Yeah. And people want healthier food. They want it's like, I don't know. I don't want to get political, I'm still really.
No, but it's the same in Canada. It's the same globally. It's not even just in one location. It's like we're all being impacted. And what I picked up in the grid work with the Rocky Mountains, the intensity, the dark, there were, oh my goodness, there were 40 dark portals in each location that we went to that have been opened up, and we're harnessing the energy of the Rocky Mountains all the way down to New Mexico. And when we closed them, there was just such relief, but there was such dark energy around it. And that made us all really sad. We were all really emotional about that because the Rocky Mountains are so beautiful. So somewhere along the line, they got hacked into, and there's tunnels and all sorts of things. So anyway, the healing is on its way. That also impacts the whole planet. Like if we have all of our ecosystems that are not functioning properly, then it's impacting all the food and it's impacting everything, right? Yeah. So we got a lot of cleanup to do, everyone. So everyone's on mission. You all have to be on your mission now. We can't have anybody on the sidelines anymore, right? Okay.
Yeah. Do you think a lot of people are being called to do grid work and heal the planet and stuff like that?
Yeah, and I especially and I think in what came forward in the video I did after that was like, choose your favorite thing. Do you love the trees? Help the trees. Do you love the lakes and are you near a creek? Are you near a waterway? Start helping the waterways. Like my dragons had me set up a dragon portal to help heal my little forest with the Salmon Creek because it had been hacked into. And how did I know that? I would go there and there would be people on their cell phones smoking in this sacred little area. Like, could you not be over there? What's all that about? And then somebody pitched a tent right? And there's homes like right there. And I was like, whoa. So they had me set up a portal to help clear out that energy. It's crazy. So that's what made me start thinking about, so choose it. Are you near a mountain? Are you near, do you have like farms near you? Do you have waterways near you? Like it's all needed. And even if you don't, some people use light language, some people just say prayers, some people, and you could just call on the forces of light and your angels and the dragons to assist you. But yeah, everyone's needed.
Yeah. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to send that out. Yeah, sorry. So, okay, so let me see here. Let me delete this comment. Okay. I'd send out another thing, but I didn't mean to send it out in your name. I sent it out in my name only. That's
okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
No worries. So just briefly, do you want me to do the reading?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right. So I just asked for the super full moon lunar eclipse. So we're to trust the process and to retreat and recharge. So just like what we already talked about, retreat mode. Don't try and go to anything big with thousands of people, because the people will be acting out for sure. So just be aware of that. And if you are going, you need to shield up for sure. Okay. The other thing is that some of the things coming in that we're healing and clearing right now are deep, and they're connected to Egypt and Atlantis. And that also came through our grid work, that some of the time travel that's messing up our timelines and all the air quality and everything is, they go to the old Atlantean and get the technology, and then they come back here and they wipe out our timelines that we're all creating. But it's not going to be forever. So some things might be coming up for all of you to that dark night of the soul stuff. So the big ones are abandonment, betrayal, suffering, like it's the looshing that they still want us all to be in. So don't take it personally. Retreat, take care of yourselves, and do your grid work, okay? And then the final message is, and that will allow that. So just think about it, it's like emptying the bowl. So that will allow clearing out old stuff, right? You know what I've been doing, Rob? I've been calling it barnacles. I've been releasing these huge barnacles of stuff. Like, I just can't believe it. It's been crazy. And the thing is that allows us to be more light. It allows us to be more intuitive. It allows us to be on a different frequency and timeline than the dark ones, which we all need to do right now. And then this is super interesting. Then it allows us to connect with our guides more, and also then it allows many of you to go through what they call a soul star activation, which is once we're completely aligned with, like, no, I'm here on mission. No, I'm not listening to those old programs anymore. It moves you up to the higher chakras, to the 12 chakras, and the soul star, which is the next one up, that carries your gifts. That's the Akashic records. So the message is fulfilling soul contracts and remembering who you are. So the overall message for the eclipse, the lunar eclipse, is we're releasing contracts with people, places, things. Ancestral karma is super big right now.
Do you think we've all definitely made contracts coming into this life? Is that something that, is that what you feel like we have? And like, I mean, but it seems like a lot of us make these contracts, but then we get into our earth body and we feel like these contracts should be null and void because we don't feel that maybe our soul made a right decision, if that makes any sense. Is that,
I agree. I feel like we made lots of contracts, or we also embodied our ancestral contracts when we came into, like, we got that imprint. So that's why I started doing this work, because I do it for myself and I assist other people who come to work with me to clear those. I call them imprints, to clear them, because we come down here, we're like, hey, wait a minute. No, like, this is not working for me. And we absolutely have the right to clear them. We absolutely do. So you can go find meditations. You can come work with somebody like me who does it for you, to help level you up, right? But I've been working on ancestral karma since 2018. And luckily, I have a cousin who's conscious. Thank goodness. We both do it. So we can't believe how much information, because she's got a piece on my dad's side, and I've got the piece on my mom's side. So
Can I ask you a question? Would something be like clearing abundance blocks? Would that be something in an ancestral karmic contract? And like, how does someone know if they have that? Because I'm wondering if I have that, because I'm wondering like why I can't ever get ahead, like why it's always like a struggle. You know what I mean? Like why, did I sign some contract coming into this life thinking that I knew it was going to be like this, but now I'm like, no, I don't want this. This is like,
I agree.
That's where
you brought up a really good point. I feel like many of us, including myself, before I started doing the Akashic work, I worked on abundance blocks. it just got like it was like a video that came in as a recommended video, and I started working on abundance blocks, and it is ancestrally related and or imprints from the time we were in our mother's womb till the age of 7. So anybody that around us was talking about in poverty consciousness, whatever, got imprinted on us. I agree. And the thing is that the ancestral piece is huge because our ancestors suffered. You know, there was a lot of like, no, just here are the elite and you all get nothing in lots of different lifetimes. So it's huge. And I also feel the dark teams right now are really focusing on our root chakras, our survival chakra. And I feel like they've been sending out these subliminal codes saying, no, you can't have anything. Only the people that are asleep, that are working in the matrix, can have stuff. So we're really in a battle right now. Yeah. So you're right on target, Rob. Absolutely. And you recommended some affirmations. I don't know if it was on my show or when you interviewed someone else, but I've been listening to them ever since. The Rockstar affirmations. Like, I love them.
Oh yeah, I love Rockstar affirmations. I try to listen. I mean, sometimes they're like a little bit repetitive. They are repetitive. They go for like an hour usually, but like, you know, it does seem to work for whatever reason. I don't know what it does. Like, it just does something. Like,
well, I love it because what happens, so this is what happens, right? We go into stress, we go into worry, we go into our mind, and then with this like this loop happens. So what I like about that, so you guys check out Rockstar affirmations. They are like it goes in one ear, another ear, and then a third one. Like there's 3.
Yeah, it's like you get on in the center. You get a voice in the center. I'm like, where does that here in our, you know, I don't know. It's weird, right?
No, I love it because that's what I loved about it. I was like, oh, this is good. Like it's just gonna drown out any other chatter. And maybe what it also does is it confuses that program, right? Because I feel the chatter is not our chatter. I feel the chatter is the old brain, the reptilian brain. And I will share with you, I'm glad you brought this up. All of us, they have been sending out like scare tactics and root chakra survival stuff. It's been very intense since before the Lion's Gate. And of course, the last time I saw you was just after the Lion's Gate, but I didn't know because I have to wait to see what the patterns are, right, with clients and what's happening. But all forces are out right now.
Real quickly, Andromeda wants to know what you feel about channeled realities. I don't know if that has something to do with it. I don't know what he means by that. Channeled
Andromeda, do you mean like 3D, 4D, 5D? Maybe you can expand on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't understand. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Oh, so I pulled because one of the things we want to talk about was dragons. I just pulled one dragon message for us today. We got the fire and the water dragon. Now, isn't that interesting? Because we just talked about everything burning up and being on fire. And we also talked about the dragons are here. One of their gifts is to assist with rainfall and balancing all the waterways. So the fire and water dragon has come in to enable your life to flow with loving force, prepare for change, to move forward quickly, expect the unexpected, and have fun. So a reminder to, no matter how dismal it feels, put on those 80 tunes, like Rob and I talked about this morning. Put on the 80 tunes, go do a hike, go do your run. Do something that will change your energy and shift your energy.
And I was going to say, when you listen to the Rockstar affirmations, listen to them at night in your headphones, because like Pink Bella said, it's going to play in one ear. You're going to get a voice in one ear, you're going to voice in the other ear, and a voice in your head. And when you sleep, your mind goes into theta. So you could even say that like sometimes negative entities program us at night when we're sleeping. I hate to think that life is like that, but it could be, or it could be your subconscious having like scare consciousness, like playing in your mind. So then you wake up in a bad mood. But when you do these Rockstar affirmations, if you do them when you sleep, you'll actually wake up probably feeling in a better mood, because it's programming your mind to be in a better way. And when you're in that theta state, your mind's more open to suggestion. You know, as soon as you go into sleep and you go into a theta state, you're more open to like suggestion. So I think it works better when you sleep, you know? Yeah. I don't know.
No, I also think it's like a tenfold thing. I feel like the frequencies that they include in that scramble the signal with whatever they're trying to send out to us.
Yeah.
So I feel like they just move on. They just move on to someone else, you know. The other thing I wanted to share with you all is I've had this superpower. We'll talk about a little bit when we get to the pyramids, but since before the Lion's Gate, where I can get incredibly nauseous, like it just comes over me. And it's usually because there's some type of dark entity around somebody that they're not aware of. And it's one of my superpowers that's come on. And the other one is a thick throat. I'll be around people and then suddenly I can't talk. Like I feel like I'm suffocating. So I feel like I wanted to share that in case anybody else out there has been experiencing that. Trust that. That's our superpower, because a lot of us don't see what's attached to other people, but we'll feel it. We're going to feel it now. So I have transcended it. I have upgraded it because I got invited to go do some grid work at a rock concert in a venue I've been going to since I was a teenager. And I was fine there. Like there was 15,000 people there. That's the first concert I've gone to like since 2019. And I was grounded and I was fine. And the dragons and we closed portals. We closed the looshing portals at the venue.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
What I want to share with you is
what concert did you go to?
I went to it was old school. So Burton Cummings was part of the Guess Who. So we had a big fairgrounds here. Oh, one of the big songs was American Woman. I love that song. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the Guess Who. So they were like 18 years old, got signed on a label, like 68, 69 or something. So he's going to be 77. Like, holy moly. So anyway, my sister picked it and we went. And the thing is that I sent the dragons ahead of time. Anyway, it was at a fairground. So there were different people every night. And it was actually okay. And I thought, this is really good. Like, and what the dragon said was, I worked on closing the portals even after the fairgrounds closed. But I'll have to tell you, this is super interesting. 2 nights later, an artist came on stage and they only lasted 3 songs and they got sick and they left.
Wow.
So that was me going, because we cleared the energy. So I was like, that's super interesting. Super interesting. Yeah.
Maybe they were not of the light. Maybe they were kind of evil and they couldn't handle like the light energy or something.
That's the thing. Well, yeah, the thing is that so many people in the industry aren't aware of what they're dealing with or who they're with or what's attached to them either, even if they play good music. But that was like somebody said, oh, didn't you know? So-and-so tried to go on stage last night and they lasted 3 songs and they got sick and they had to leave. And I was like, whoa. So, but that's the kind of stuff we're doing right now. It's super cool, right? And my understanding is fairgrounds, which are huge all across Canada and the US, especially in the summer, like with rides and all sorts of things going on. That was my assignment. That's why I went there. And, I know they're in Europe as well. Huge portals for looshing. Like massive.
I can imagine, right?
Yeah. So we're not having it anymore. We're cleaning everything up. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Oh, Heather Madison wants to know. She said, "What do you do to shield yourself when you go into that kind of situation?" I know you said you call it dragons, but do you do anything else?
Yeah. I've been actually elevating my light shields. Like I even elevated them last night and today. So I'm glad you brought that up. So I do things like I work with the Violet Flame, I work with my Galactic teams and the dragons, and it feels like when we come up against something like big, like we're all dealing with right now, we have to elevate and upgrade our shielding. So I used to call it protection. It doesn't really matter to me what the word is anymore, but it's like we want to create this little bubble around us for deflection, so that energy can't come in, and that's our sovereign right. Right? Like, I don't know about you, Rob, but as soon as I found out like that these beings were irritating me, I'm like, get out. I don't want you irritating me. It's hard enough down here on the planet, just doing the daily things. And, Rob and I have shows and I'm looking after my cat. Like there's too much going on. So I'm not interested in those other beings. It's like, get out. Right. So thank you for that, Heather. And the other thing, I'll just pop this in. I'm just organizing some group calls, like a Starseed Essential. There'll be 3 sessions, and one of them will be learning all the powerful benefits of the Violet Flame, where we can zap things and zap like food and all sorts of things to raise the vibration. The second one will be working with the dragons, and then the third one will be like leveling up, using all of that, and then elevating your light shields. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
When are you doing these courses? Like, when will they start?
I think next week. Okay, so everyone check out my website. By the end of today, I should have it up and running. There'll be like a 3-session pass, because I was told that we all need it for the fall. So I was like diddling around with it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it in November. My team's like, no, everybody needs it. It's like we need this elevation of our boundaries. and other tools as well, right? So think about it. You guys are gonna laugh. One of my grid work places has been Walmart for years. I'm facing a Walmart, right? So, and I didn't know what was going on, in Walmarts or for whatever reason, but it's one of my things. So I'll tell you, part of this nausea thing I told you about, I went into the Walmart, I don't know, a week after the Lionsgate, and I walked down this aisle and I got that right away. I got nauseous right away, and I was like, whoa, what's going on here? So I just did my shopping and I left. And then I went back to figure out what aisle it was on. But actually what my team said was, no, just zap it all. And then you're raising the vibration of everything in the store. You're zapping it all. And then it's good for everyone else who comes in as well. So the next time I went, it was fine. I didn't have that effect. But that was a telltale sign of I feel, we all know this. I feel that they have been really distorting all the food for a long time. But that to me was they had really ramped it up at the beginning of August. So something else happened.
Sheba wants to know, if you've been following, for some reason for the show, we've been following the Kate Middleton. Plus, she's a royal, and the royals are connected to the Illuminati. So Sheba wants to know, did you see Kate Middleton? She's done chemo and going to start to go in public again soon, she says.
Well, apparently, I haven't. I haven't done a deep dive on her because there's been way too much going on. But thank you, Sheba, for bringing that up. But apparently, she's already been public. But I think I pulled some cards on her, and we don't think it's her. We think it's a clone.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's why she was missing for so long. Like she was literally not seen in public for 7 or 8 months or something.
I think that Biden that they were wheeling out was a clone too, because I mean, it was weird. Sometimes he'd be like, like he could talk and stuff, and other times he just was like dead as a doornail. Like it was strange.
No, it's true. Apparently, this has been going on for quite a while in the entertainment industry, in politics. I think there is, like previous presidents a long time ago said that they had duplicates to protect themselves. Like they would send duplicates out to protect themselves when, with the Secret Service, right? So same thing with the industry. I even saw something with Madonna, and she was doing that too. She was sending clones out to do events. So this has been going on for a long time, but I think we're at the point where we get it. We get it. We understand. I agree. I had heard that same thing with Mr. B.
Did you see they made that? You can look at it. It's on YouTube. It's like a 30-second clip, but it's like somebody in Vegas. They did a live show. It's an AI version or a holographic version of Michael Jackson, and it's like performing and doing the he and all that stuff. Like it's like just exactly like him. It's like it looks it's like it's unmistakable what they can do with technology now. I mean, the hologram looks amazing. I was like, holy shit, man! Like that. Yeah. That's why they're talking about blue beam and alien invasions and stuff fake alien invasions, because they can fake anything. But I have a feeling a lot of the UFOs we see are real. I just don't think that they would be putting that out on all the time. I don't know. I mean, I'm skeptical of everything, but still, it's that's an interesting conversation for sure.
Yeah. I think so. I was just having a conversation with my team about this morning. So AI's been around much longer than they told us. So the technology's been around at least since the late 30s, 40s. Because I took a course in AI like in '83. So
wow.
Yeah, so back then I was like all excited about it, but I didn't like it. I didn't want to pursue it. And I agree with you. Like I feel like they're pushing everything now, like they're rolling out everything that they've all been working on in labs. But the other thing I just saw recently was somebody found a clip of one of the robotic AI beings getting rid of a scientist. Like it went on attack and it got rid of the scientist, and it was filmed. And that was in Japan. And apparently a lot of scientists have been... there was a revolt. They were literally taken out. So that's the thing with AI. It starts to get smart and recodes itself. And then it doesn't want to do what the creators have done. It wants to do, what was that movie that we talked about before? Hal, and that movie was like late 60s, early 70s, where Hal was like, no, you can't, to the astronauts. No, sorry, you were going to shut me down. So I'm not letting you back on the ship. So that kind of, so I'm just
crazy, right?
It is. And I'm just like, I went to the fairgrounds and it was all cashless. And I was like, what? So I could not stop myself. Every single person that told me it was cashless, I told them that was illegal. That cash was the only tender. And it just blew their mind. I could see, but I couldn't stop myself because I was in shock that this fairground that you just go and like pay cash to get in. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, that's yeah. I said, wow. I went to a fair the other on Labor Day, or well, the American Labor Day. It was it was a huge fair here in Pennsylvania, but it was those fairs remind me of like the old school, like that just reminds me of I love those, like
me too. Yeah,
especially
that's
when
why I
they have
went.
fireworks and light and stuff,
Yeah, yeah. So I went. Yeah, we have Labor Day too. So it is like a North American thing. Let me just pull a card on Kate and see what's going on. I haven't done an update on her for a while because there's been too much. Okay, it's interesting. Got Queen of Pentacles for her, and she is in line to be the queen. I do know the latest story. I just get little snippets. Is that King Charles is not well. So yeah. So
he's a vampire. It seems like. So I don't know what he might not be getting his egg.
Well, my understanding is she is as well. That they picked her. They picked her to be the wife of William because she's a part of that lineage too. So they all are. They all have a high percent. Well, we can just cruise on into the reptilian DNA from this conversation. They all have.
It's great, right? Everything's flowing really great. But one more quick. This is from AJ. He said he shares your sentiment. He said, last time I walked into a Walmart, I felt bad and had to leave quickly. It was a heavy, weird feeling. Makes sense now. Yeah, you get that feeling when you go to certain places, right? It's just like the energy's off, especially with us as we're like upgrading now. We're gonna feel that. And I feel like there's gonna be a shift in between the people that are like us and the people that are normies, and
Yes, yeah. So pay attention to that because this is so interesting where I'm located right now. It's my assignment. Like sometimes that's the only store that's open that I can get to quickly. So I decided a long time ago, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to find tools to raise the vibration of whatever I have to get. And pay attention to that, AJ. So I had to go back to figure out what aisle it was. It was the cereal aisle. And then across from the cereal was the coffee and the teas and everything. But the second time I went back, it was fine because we zapped it all. And then the other aisle that was off was the soda aisle. So I got hit when I walked down. So there was dairy on one side, like the refrigerator, and then on this aisle was like all the sodas and the sparkly waters. And I got hit when I was there too. But since I've cleared it, it's all okay. So it is. We can do it because I think what happened was. Well, okay, so a couple of years ago, how we were still talking a lot about this. A lot of people were wearing mouth covers, and and they put a lot of AI in Walmart, and I got hit with it then. Like I got hit with that energy. It was so intense, and I remember thinking, well, I have to upgrade. Like I can't not, how can we avoid that? Wherever we go, we're using our debit cards. We're hitting like self checkouts, like. It's in every store except like the mom and pop shops. And the thing is that I felt like we could upgrade our system so we could be more tolerant of it. So yeah. So AJ, go next time you go back. If you go back there, let us know if it still feels that way or if it's okay.
Yeah, there was a troll in the comments. There's a long story. I had that Rocco Fowler on my show. He's a good guy. He's a Montauk guy, but he brings a lot of heat. Like people want to say he's not, and then people want to say he is. So there was just a troll in here about it. Like I saw the audience was like arguing with the troll.
The trolls have ramped up. They came after me on the weekend, and I actually did a post with a violet flame to clear the energy. And that's how I always know, Rob, like when something's heating up, because this person ranted on. Like it was a huge long paragraph. So I just reported it. I blocked that individual. And then I thought, well, I have to, obviously they're showing me I have to clear my page. Like there's a bunch of weird energy on my YouTube. So that's what I did. So yeah, that's the thing. We're just being shown right now. They're kind of finding their way in.
Yeah. I just banned the person because I'm not even going to entertain that for a second. Like I'm not, it's like people are just ridiculous, I don't know.
Absolutely. So maybe before we move on to reptilian, just briefly, because I wrote down about the guardian dragon. So we all have a guardian dragon, like a guardian angel, and that's going to be part of one of my classes too. But I wanted to just share that if anybody does book a reading, I will bring in a message for you from your guardian dragon today. But that was like one sort of piece. We have access to a guardian dragon to be with us, to be in our home, to stand guard like a guard dog.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I was saying, I know Jamie's really in touch with the dragons. So you feel like the dragons are really back into our reality, like in a big
Yeah,
way. More people are seeing.
they are. Yeah, and I feel it's because of all the grid work that's been done. So the vibration of the grids has increased to allow them to come back. Yeah.
Wow, that's
So
amazing.
so they started really working with me like big time in 2017, but last September after the Lahaina incident, they were like, "Okay, Bella, we need to be out like showing. We're going to show you how to close dark portals." And I'm like, "Okay, that's cool," because a whole bunch of stuff was happening in my neighborhood, and it just came out of the blue. And that was me being shown the old grid, like who owned on what street, who owned the old grid. Yeah.
Karen
So
L says, "Are they here now, or do we have to call them in?" So does each person have to call them in singularly to try to interact with them? Would you say?
yeah, and I would, you know now that you have a guardian dragon, so you can call in that guardian dragon to work with you, and maybe you'll see an image or colors or something when you're meditating. We're rebuilding a trust with them because they were, when Earth fell and when the whole galaxy fell, the feminine energy got exited off the planet, and so did the dragons. They kind of went hand in hand. So the dragons were traumatized like we all were. So they're kind of dipping their toes in right now, but they're super excited to work with us for sure. And then, yeah, and if you all need help with that, you can come for a dragon activation session or a dragon class. So, yeah. Why don't I just pull, Karen, why don't I just pull a message for you from the dragons and see what they want to share with you? And so you got the silver lunar dragon. I feel like, so this is a message for all of us because that lunar eclipse is coming up, right? The full moon lunar eclipse. So the silver lunar dragon, it helps to align with the divine feminine energy through the lunar eclipse to bring us all into balance, to practice peace and harmony. And that's a perfect message for us all. Through the super full moon lunar eclipse, choose peace, choose inner peace, choose no drama, and you will be able to ride it out. Cool.
Yeah, Catherine, it's called Rockstar. She has it is Rockstar Affirmations. So you just go to Rockstar Affirmations on YouTube, and if you want to manifest more money, you look for the one that says I'm open to receiving more money, and then there's one that's called Money Comes to Me Like a Money Mat. I can look it up. I have a playlist. If anybody wants my Rockstar Affirmations playlist of the money ones, I can send it to you. Just email me.
Yeah.
My emails. And,
Oh, they're also on Spotify. I found them on Spotify.
Oh, they're on Spotify. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I made my own little playlist on Spotify, so I can just go to some, which is good.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'm gonna check that out because then you don't have to deal with the ads, because sometimes the ads can be annoying, like those aren't good for ads because like you want to have like a full, like you want to be like fully embraced or what's the word I'm trying to say? You want to be fully entranced in the affirmation so it works. You don't want ads bothering you and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think I like to sometimes listen to things on Spotify while I'm doing something on my phone because it'll play in the background. I never figured that out with YouTube, and then the YouTube ads were bothering me. So yeah, I just went, oh, are they on Spotify? So they are, which is cool. Yeah, so that's great. So yeah, maybe they'll get more subscribers. They deserve it. They deserve it because those tracks that they put together, they're 3 tracks with frequencies, and yeah, they're super cool.
Crystal says, "Is Rockstar Affirmation safe or are they not hijacked?" I would say they're safe, Crystal, because the reason why I say that is because they're giving you're hearing everything they're saying to you. They're not programming subliminals, but they always could be. You never know, but I don't think they are. I mean, I would be worried about some of those subliminals that are on the internet because the subliminals, you don't know what they're saying.
I agree, and I think even with some people that have subliminals, go and listen to something else that they have and then you can tell. Listen, like our ears right now are finally tuning to something. Plus, go listen to something of theirs, and if you feel like high vibrational afterwards, then that's awesome. And if you don't, then you move on and find something else. Because I feel like we're all on different radio stations right now. We're all tuning into something different, but I like them. So Rob and I are both saying they're high vibes, so that's good. I like the fact that they're different. They got 3 people talking to you at the same time, so whatever old programming is there is just going to get confused.
Yeah, Rhonda made a good point. She said she's never used Spotify. This is Warrior for Truth, Rhonda. She says she's never used Spotify. She's going to check it. I was going to say, if you use Spotify, look up my podcast on Spotify.
And mine too.
Yeah, it helps us tremendously if you listen by audio. Because the ad revenue is a lot better. I'm just going to be honest with you. The ad revenue is a lot better on like Spotify and Apple Podcasts than it is on like videos. So definitely like support our shows on audio. Plus, the benefit of listening to audio is, okay, there will be a little bit of ads, but you can binge watch a lot of episodes. They're all, all the episodes are listed and they play one right after another. So you can kind of listen to them seamlessly throughout the night. I go to sleep listening to a lot of podcasts on Spotify, and
podcasts are hot right now. Like Rob's show, like they're hot right now. A lot of people, that's what they do. I know people that go listen to podcasts while they're running outside. So it's a very cool way, and it's another audience. And I've got to check to see if I'm on Apple. Okay, I have to. I'm not sure.
You definitely want to be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Those are the three big ones, and then they let you distribute the other ones too, like TuneIn. And I know I'm on Listen Notes because I think I can't remember what I'm ranked on there, but it said I was in like the I don't know. You check out my show on Listen Notes too.
So someone just said Rob's podcast was his first Spotify. That's so cool. I love that.
Oh, well, that's cool, Jason. Well, Spotify should sponsor me again because I'm getting a lot of people to go to their website. Let me see. The random person.
We want to talk about the reptilian and the.
Yeah, we can get into that. Yeah. Oh, right. Andromedan donated. He had a question. Should we get to him real quick before we?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Andromedan says he just wants to know, hi, am I really older than this universe? I don't know, Andromedan. Like that's a crazy question. Like it's not crazy, but it's like, you really think outside the box.
Yeah. Well, I already know that you are because you're Andromedan, but I want to pull some cards for you because the Andromedan galaxy is older than this galaxy.
We all might be, right? We all might be older, but not, or we might be as old as like whatever this creation this was, whoever created the simulation or whatever we're in or whatever this world is. Like we might be as old as it, or maybe we came after. Like I don't know. It depends on what you think about like the genetic manipulation and stuff. If you think like the Anunnaki or the Pleiadians genetically modified us from another species, but
I think that irritates all of us when we know that. Like the more we awaken, the more we realize like, oh my God, there's so much going on. So, this hasn't come through for you yet, but I already know you're Andromedan, so I know you are older than the galaxy. But it's so interesting. You're part of the whole Atlantean thing. So I'm almost wondering if you came through a portal and left Atlantis and landed here. You're very connected to that. Thoth is also connected to the Egyptian Stargate, which we're just going to talk about. And let me just see. Yeah, and I mean, some people say Atlantis is past life, but I kind of look at it as a parallel reality that's still running if we haven't healed it. So I want to just see if there's any galactic stuff that wants to come in. Not yet. Where else? Let me pull some galactic cards. You know what's so super interesting, Androna, because this will be a message for everyone. You got 2 frequencies that came in for you. Like I only have so many in the deck, and you got 2 of them. So you've got 852 hertz, which in this card says metamorphosis, and number 15, compassion, 639 hertz, which will help your heart chakra. So those may help everyone. But yeah, I mean, I know that you are older than this galaxy because you're Andromeda and that's what you picked. Now you got Zetas twice, which is interesting. So the Zetas could be grays, they could be reptilian. And that's been part of your awakening and part of your awareness of evolving and going into, okay, I accept I have a Zeta, a gray, or a reptilian aspect. And Rob and I are going to talk about this. And the thing is that that's helping us elevate and get home. So that's interesting. I'll just pull one more card for you. And you got Pleiadians, devotion to service. So see, none of the messages that you asked came in, but I know that you are. The Andromedan universe and galaxy is older than this universe. than this simulation.
Crystal Clear wants to know. She says, what kind of cards are the ones with Hertz frequencies?
Oh, they're decked by Lightstar, and I'm really bad at remembering which deck is which. So she has 2 decks. I think it was the second deck. I can't remember. I'm bad at.
I gotta get her back on my show. You know, it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. So yeah, so it she created all the artwork. Let me just see if I get. That's what I mean. So she did all the artwork as well. So that's the one with the frequencies. There's other decks out there with frequencies though now too, because I've seen people with them. And this is 852 hertz. But she created all that. She created the artwork.
It just feel activating when you look at them though.
Yeah, like she's amazing. You know what else I used today? I used Indigo's Starseed sprays. I was gutted to get them out.
Yeah. Yeah, I still have those.
Because it's all hands on deck right now. It's like, oh, need the sprays. Like everybody, we need our mega tools right now, everyone. And we'll talk about why now.
Yeah. She has amazing sprays. They're Starseed activators. They're great. They're
yeah. Well, they're so strong that my cat really disliked them to begin with, because they're so intense. They're so high powered. Like he's like, mm-mm. But I keep them in a separate room now and in a cupboard. And I just use a little bit, and I don't use them all the time. But I was got to use them today, because I'm using today. I use the Lyran one and the Arcturian one.
That's cool. Yeah. For you guys that don't know, like Indigo Angel has their own line of Starseed activators out, and they're different planets. Like she said, there's Lyran, Pleiadian. I like the Pleiadian one. I think.
Yeah, me too. And then the Syrian one, you were really drawn to the Syrian one as well.
That's what it was. Yeah, that one was really good. That one smelled like I can't remember what that smelled like.
It almost smells like the forest. It smells very fresh, airish kind of thing. Yeah. It's cool.
It was amazing. It was a really good one. Yeah, I gotta email her about this because I'd like her to be an affiliate again, because I really enjoyed the promoting those and stuff. And
I almost feel like that she stopped doing that, because I was doing that for a while too, and I went to go do something and it wasn't there anymore. So maybe she's working on some other things now or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know she's going to Hawaii soon. I'm gonna ask her about the Starseed activators. Yeah,
even going to Hawaii, we're still doing grid work, and everybody shields up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Really. Al Cortez asked. He said, "Could he get a galactic reading, please, if that's okay?"
Sure. Yeah. Okay, as I'm shuffling the cards, because I want to make sure we talk about this, we'll go into it more deeply. So right now, everyone, we need to use our tools to be shielding and clearing our energy. The dark forces are out in full force on all fronts. The reptilian DNA part is, and I said to Rob this morning, I want our next show to build on this anyway. I want to get deeper into the AI and the reptilian and the Archon thing. But it is, we all have it. This old brain is what we're rebuilding. We're rebuilding this old brain. Some of you have incarnated into larger percentages of reptilian DNA in your lineage. So we all just need to get comfortable with that. Like, don't, if you're all doing the work, you're busting it. Like, that's what we came in to do. And your agreement was to come into a family. Like, I think someone on one of my shows knew that their lineage was Masonic. So it's all kind of the same thing. It's all like this controlling mechanisms. So that's being pushed up now to heal and let go of. So some souls haven't made the jump yet. Souls who haven't healed that, like done their shadow work, are going to be, Source said to me, are going to be kept in 4D. They're not going to be able to do the jump until they heal it. Like someone who has like a really large, so what's reptilian DNA? It's also connected to deep narcissism programming. Yeah. What's the other thing? And energy attacks too. Like it's connected to the archons and the AI and all of that. So that's what we're doing right now. We're healing that. That started to come forward before the Lion's Gate, and it is our shadow work. So we don't even need to know how much reptilian DNA is in our family. We know when we get hit with something and we need to do our shadow work. You're doing the work. You're recoding your DNA. Same with the affirmations. Like we're using all of our tools. The other thing is like I went to Giza and the pyramids. That was my activation. And I just had to do a big cleanup about it yesterday, because what I was told was I went there, I was unshielded. And so the pyramids at Giza, and it's probably all the pyramids, but just a little tidbit for today, that actually is a massive supercomputer. It's not just a pyramid. And it also used to be an incredibly powerful generator of free energy. And it was a Stargate system that when we lived on that side of the planet, we went in and out. Like that's how we transferred into other realities. And what I was given yesterday was the archons messed it all up. And so a lot of people who are going to the original Stargate places are getting downloaded with archon energy. And Robbie wanted to share something about that, about what that is. So I had to clean that up last night. I deleted.
Well, I was thinking that the archons seem like to be like they could be like, I've heard people talk about them, say they're mental parasites, like that we have parasites.
Yeah.
And they can infect the brain, and that might tie into like how we have the reptilian brain, and that might be how they hack in. But you can clear all that stuff too.
Yeah.
You know,
I think I just wanted to give everyone a heads up. Like I went there unknowing. Like I went there doo, just thinking I was going to meditate at the pyramids, and I actually had a big piece get removed last night for my solar plexus and for my back that I didn't even know was there. But we're elevating now through everything. So I do multidimensional clearings, which means I can go back in time. I can go back to when I was at the pyramids and delete all of that, and then just, you know, elevate it. So I haven't done any grid work at the pyramids. I'd be a little cautious about that. But anyone who's deciding to go there, shield up like you have to, and you have to set intentions that you're only going to receive the good. The other piece of information I want to share with you all about that is there's the pyramids at the top are just a cover up. There's a big city below it of number of pyramids that's actually generating the pyramids above it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So huge.
What do you think that is? Wait, can you say that again? I missed it.
That's okay. That's why I want to do a little bit more research about the archons. Apparently, the pyramids at the top and the Sphinx were placed there to cover up the other city. So the other city.
There's an underground city there.
So the other city is the power generator.
Wow.
So it's not and so that's recent information because somebody went over there with like sonar and scanning equipment that we have now and found it.
Well, Thoth talks about it in the Emerald Tablets too. He says in the Emerald Tablets that he parked his. I know this is going to sound crazy, everyone, but he says he parked his spaceship underneath the Sphinx, and he says he goes to the halls of Amenti, which are underneath the Giza complex or whatever, and supposedly Gerald Clark talked about that too. That there was an enormous underground complex underneath Egypt. So I agree.
So just recently, and I couldn't find the clip because when I do, I'll send it to you. But just recently, some people with lots of money went and did the scan and found it. So that was, and they probably did it because of the Emerald Tablets. Like they're like, let's go check it out now. We've got the equipment. So the other thing is that maybe all the other pyramid complexes around the planet are also covering up the same thing. And the cover up was so that we wouldn't know our true history, and that we wouldn't. Yeah.
I mean, because it would be like almost open up the Vatican archives, right? Like what does the Vatican archives have that we don't know? You know, they have something, right?
Apparently, it goes on miles below the Vatican of like rooms and rooms and rooms of artifacts and UFO stuff. And they're focusing on me right now. They don't want me to talk about that. So guess who went to the Vatican uncloaked?
You did? Right?
Yeah. So I had to go back and clean that up too.
Wow.
Yeah, because my feeling is when we go to these places and we're not shielded, which many of us were not, they basically placed an energetic tagging system on us so they could track us. So I had to clean that up because who knew, right? I didn't know. I just went to the Vatican to look at the artwork. I had no idea.
Wow.
Yeah. So okay, so let's do Alex's reading. I just wanted to make sure that we covered all that.
We have one more besides that. Rhonda sent me a PayPal. So
okay, cool. So let's just ask for Alex's higher self and his galactic team to bring in some Starseed information and galactic information for you. I'm just going to pull a couple cards from different decks just to see what else wants to. Oh, that's interesting. Guess Halls of Amenti. We can't make this up. We can't make this up. So you're totally, and Alex, so that's why you're so drawn to the pyramid. You are so connected to the Giza pyramids as it was a Stargate system, right?
Well,
so that was the other thing.
That's so crazy that came up.
I know. So you're so connected. I don't know if you've been there. I don't know, Alex, if you could type in if you've been there. But what I feel that they've done, that's what I was shown, was if we go visit it now, it's still got a reverse. It's got a reverse thing around it. So we get this whole jumbled program downloaded. I know a lot of people were going to the pyramids last year and the year before, and they were getting sick. So that would be part of it. Like, it's been distorted.
Yeah.
But you've been there before. You know about the halls of Amenti, and Rob just shared that, right? You can't make.
I feel like honestly, like that halls of Amenti card was for all of us too, because of what we're talking about today. It's like all of us for our history, for like what we don't know about, you know. But babe, I feel like also was singularly directed at Alex too, because he has like a deep past yearning towards Egypt, like that he was there.
Yeah. Well, he's got this amazing pyramid as his icon, right? So it's also like, okay, so the ancestral realm came in and the Orion system came in. So that's super interesting. And the ancestral realm is you came in to heal your family lineage, to clear the karma for yourself and your family. So some of that might be going on right now, and some of it's galactic. Oh my God, I'm walking last night and I'm asking, who is interfering with me? It was a connection to the Orion system. So Rob and I've talked about this before, but the Orion system, and a lot of us do have connections in the Orion system. It's where when they created Star Wars, that was a download about the Galactic Wars in the Orion system. And a shout out to James Earl Jones, because he passed away yesterday. So he was the voice of Darth Vader.
What? He passed away yesterday? I didn't know that.
93. Yeah, I've got him down. We're going to do a Starseed reading on him, not today, but I just started doing research on him as well. Because I felt like that was a destined role for him, that he was chosen to do that for a reason. So you're also connected to the Orion system, and the Orion system is a big thing we're healing right now. Many of us escaped the Orion system and incarnated here. And Source shared with me the reason we did that was so we could clear all of it. We could clear not only our personal Earth karma, but we could clear any traumas that we received in the Orion system when we were there. And the other flip with the Orion system is apparently the reincarnation cycle. We're sending people to the Orion system.
Wow.
So it was going Moon, Mars, Saturn, back there, back to Earth, and it was trapping people in the Orion system. So, and the Orion system has great energy too. It's just like anything. There were lots of good time frames.
Do you feel like there's humans there too in the Orion system? Like not like us, but maybe like a more advanced human, because I feel like I feel like our world's a big episode of Jupiter Ascending. Like, you know, like it's weird. Like in the movie Jupiter Ascending, they have the Greys doing the abductions, then the Reptilians work for them. Then there's like these they're aliens, but they're human, and they kind of control everything. That's kind of see like
I was trying to figure out why like the Archons just popped in. I did that big thing last night. And I was like, I haven't really talked about them. So I feel like they're more connected to the AI portion of the program. I feel like they're energetic here, but I feel like they're connected to the like I kept seeing these huge metallic machines. Like when I asked about the Archon, that's what I saw. And I feel like they're a different version down here. So they are energetic. But yeah, it's all it's a big gong show, right? Like there's so many aspects to it. There's the satanic Luciferian aspect, there's the Masonic aspect, there's the Reptilian, the Greys, the Zetas. I want to just pull one more card for you. This is super interesting. So you, Alex, you got Earth 3 times. Like sorry, the card just went flying. You got Earth 3 times. I don't know where it went. It's down on the floor. Okay, so you literally are supposed to be here. Like you chose to come here to Earth to heal everything. So you came in to heal your belief systems, number 53. You came in to expand your consciousness at this time. So you are part of the Teams of Light, the Starseed Awakening. And I can't reach that one right now, but I will. And then you've got like a hybrid energy because, and this is what my guides always shared with me. Pink Bella, you've been on the dark side too. You've had lifetimes where you've been on the dark side, so that we could understand and have compassion, so we could recognize it, so we could heal it here. And some of the dark side stuff would have been like maybe we got forced to do it, or maybe on a soul level we wanted to do it. So you are a hybrid, so that means you are a starseed. You have other galactic aspects, but I want to pick something in particular. You're most connected to the Sirius star system,
wow.
which is a big part of our elevation right now, because the Sirius sun is behind our sun, and that's where a lot of the solar flares and light codes are coming in. So you're definitely most. Oh, I love this. You know what the message is? Saving humanity.
Wow.
Right. So you're part of. I don't know what your soul mission is, but you got one. And you're being called up.
Wow, that's amazing. I like that. It's great, Alex. I hope that resonates with you. That was amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Should we do one more? We have Rhonda, and then because we've been going about an hour and 15 minutes. I know you want to go live on your channel, right? Or you're doing that?
Yeah, that's okay. Well, we can go one more, and then we can wrap it up. No worries.
Okay.
I delayed my. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. It's coming up. I don't know why it's not pulling up. I think. Yeah.
Oh, he said that, yes, that's my mission. See? Oh, I love it. That's awesome. Guess what? The other one is number 49. And it says missing link. And so you and all of us, Alex, are like a key. Like when we all are rising and doing our mission, whatever that is, even if it's just being kind and paying it forward and doing our shadow work and healing our inner child, that's huge because we're doing that. That's what Source said to me. A lot of us maybe won't know our mission right now, although I can help you figure out what that is. It's in your Akashic records. But the other thing is that we all came in as like these secret agents. And as soon as we woke up, as soon as we started doing our inner healing work, we're healing the dark from within and exiting it off the planet so that we can have more light. So you and all of us were the missing link for this
Rhonda just said any message from spirit guides.
Okay.
I wasn't able to put up. I feel like I'm getting hacked on my phone and on here. You know.
Great. I know. And I think when the Archon energy started to come in for me, maybe a couple of days ago, all my technology started acting up. Like my laptop's been acting up, my phone's been acting up. So yeah, I'm not surprised.
It's weird. It's strange, you know.
You're welcome, Alex. You're welcome. Okay, so let's pull a couple messages for. What was her name again? I forgot.
Rhonda, Warrior for Truth. I can pull up her. She has her profiles here somewhere. Let me see if I can pull it up. I don't know if she's commented in a while. I hope if you still here, Rhonda. Like if you're still here, put your a comment in the chat so I can pull you up on the screen. Because it's not letting me go back.
It's okay. I forgot to pull a dragon for Alex. So Alex, you got the green dragon, which has a key in it. Can't make this up. So look at that. So I don't know if you feel super connected to the forest and the trees, but your dragon says you do, and you're a key to helping out your local nature spots wherever you are. So it's the green dragon helps you and all of us to tune into the secrets of nature. And you will receive and align with nature and receive more answers as well. That's what you got. Okay, and I pulled one for, I pulled one for, I don't know why her name keeps getting wiped from my mind. Rhonda. Okay, there we go. Good. All right, so I just pulled a few cards, a dragon, and then I want to pull a couple galactic messages. So you as well, Rhonda, you came in to do healing and clearing of your soul contracts, your karma, for you and your ancestors. So you got karmic work clearing, and you're here to rewrite your story and live your truth, which is what we've been talking about. Recoding the old programs, doing our shadow work, listening to those affirmations that, you can literally say, I'm recoding my DNA. And your other agreement that you made was to come in to heal your lineage for you and your family. And that goes when we do our shadow work and we heal our soul contracts for our ancestors. And I would say, like what Rob and I were just talking about, abundance blocks like that, when we know we've done a lot of work and they're still hanging about, that's an ancestral piece. So that's some kind of trauma from the ancestral lineage. And we came in to heal that and recode that as well. You've also got Akashic records. So if you're not doing it, it's a perfect time to clear old stories, to release the past and be more sovereign as well. Okay. And then your dragon, you got the air and the water dragon, which I love. Helps you to connect to the higher frequencies. You came in to develop your intuitive abilities, your intuition, and to express your inner song. So I would say that would be mission. And I'm going to assume with your name, Warrior for Truth, that you are on your mission as well, which is awesome.
She's a TI. She's a targeted individual. So she goes through a lot.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I feel like all of that's been ramped up right now. So it has. Everyone hang tight, because even I was saying to Rob, I feel like I'm just coming out of it. I feel like I've been under this microscope for about 5 weeks now. It has not been pleasant for me either. Okay. You're super connected to the galactic core, which means you're here, you're connected to source. to prime source of the galactic center and the galactic core. So you are totally connected to your version of source as well. What else? The 2 galactic pieces that came in for you is the Palladian. So you're very much connected to the Palladian constellation. And I love this. It actually says number 42, blind enthusiasm. I kind of like the words on here. So I'm laughing because what my guys are saying is many of us were very enthusiastic to come here. We were very like, oh yeah, let's go to Earth, saw the brochures, woo, let's go. And then came in and we're asleep, and we've had to go through horrendous experiences to wake up. But you're also connected to the Andromedan system as well. And I feel like, the Andromeda asks questions, I'm connected to it as well. And it's taken me a long time to figure out what's going on here. Like it's been confusing. I went through periods where I just didn't like it here. I went through periods where I was just confused and wandered around the planet. And then I went through periods of like, okay, Andromeda's so far away. It's too far to go home right now. But if you go through periods of confusion, it's because you too have an Andromedan aspect, and it's not easy. It's not easy for any of us here at all. I think that's what Dolores Cannon said. Earth is the toughest school in this universe and galaxy.
Andromeda, don't ask questions like that. He's obnoxious sometimes. Like, I don't know what he said to Arizona Raven. He said, Arizona Raven, when did you get gray silver hair? And she replied back, she's like, Andromeda, I'm 66 and I only have a few gray hairs. So Andromeda, that's not cool to ask those kind of questions. You're a good guy, but don't ask those questions. You don't ever ask a lady that. I mean, right? Am I not right?
Yeah. No, I'm just looking at the fringe. Is this a reading live or an interview? Both.
we did both, Fringe. Like, we had a whole show. You missed it, and it was a really good show. Check that out. And then at the end, we do readings. That's kind of how we do it every time.
Yeah.
Well, this was amazing. You're going live on your channel soon, right?
Yeah, I'm going live on my channel in like 15 minutes. If you all want to pop over there, we'll deep dive into some of what I just shared today, and I'll talk a little bit more about the Starseeds. I don't know, empowerment tools, I guess I'm going to call that. And that's a group call. Anybody can come or get the recording. And what else did I want to share about? I think that's it. Just subscribe to my YouTube. And if you need any help with anything we talked about today, check out my website. Lots of offers on, and look forward to working with all of you. Yeah. Stay strong. Stay strong.
Yeah, and thank you, Pink Bella. This was amazing. This was really fun. I hope everybody enjoyed the show today. And I might go live later, like 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern. Like, it'll just be like a group chat. Like, it won't be anything like I don't know if I'm gonna have a guest. So yeah, I'll maybe see you guys tonight. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.
Bye, everyone.